I want you to remember these three letters, C, T, P. It stands for Clarity Tipping Point. And your business, whether you're building a coaching business or a mentoring business or a guide-based business, is relying so heavily on you reaching clarity tipping points. Now I'm going to explain why in just a few minutes, but before I go there, I'm Michelle Sera. If you're new here, I'm the founder of Elevated Mind, and this is my channel, Coach Diaries, where I'm taking you along with me on my journey to increase my list by 4,000 subscribers in 2025 without any paid ads or complex strategies. And we're going to start with quarter one, getting just 1,000 of those subscribers in the next 90 days. So during this episode, I'm going to share with you what I've been working on, what has gone really well, what hasn't gone well, right? And there's plenty of that. What, ideas that I've had, things that I am learning in the process, like the mistakes I've made, and sharing that all with you so that maybe you don't have to make them, right? And I do hope that you come along with me, that you maybe start to grow your list just right alongside. So let's go ahead and jump into what has been working really well, which is getting into these events, these list growth events. And if you're not familiar with what that means, things like summits, bundle giveaways, freebie swaps, even podcast guesting, or even newsletter collaborations, right, can be list growth events. So right now, I am focusing on bundle giveaways, which require that I find these events when they're happening, I plan them out on a calendar, and I usually have to apply for them as well, right? And then I have to promote part of the agreement when I participate in this event, meaning the content that I am sharing with everyone that sees this event, the free content. In exchange for that visibility, I am promoting the event as well. So usually that means something like an email or two, posting on social media, or including a blurb in a PS. So that's been going well. I am currently in yet another event, and I'll show you that just started yesterday. So I'll show you how that's going. Last week I shared that I wrapped up an event with 152 new subscribers to my list, which I was very, very happy about. And, I'll go ahead and share, I'll go behind the scenes and show you my calendar, my list growth planning calendar, which, by the way, if you'd like a copy, it's down in the notes below. You can get a copy and make it your own. One thing I want to share with you, there's lots that I'm going to share with you, but the first thing that pops up that I think is really important is, right before the event begins, it's usually 2 days before, maybe the day before, the host of the event, the person who's organizing it all, is going to send you an email that says, we're just about ready. Here's the preview link. Take a look at your information and make sure it's correct. There's usually a deadline to get back to them if there's something that's not correct. And I know this because did I look at that email? No. Did I check my information in this current event that I'm in? No. So big, big lesson learned. Pay attention. I kept thinking I'd get back to it, and of course I didn't in time, and when I did go check it, it was too late to submit for changes. And as a result, the information right below my free offer, it's just a couple of sentences, is not correct. It isn't mine. I'm not sure where it came from. And I didn't look at it soon enough and, of course, missed the deadline to change it. So it's not the end of the world. However, it is probably going to impact my opt-ins. And the reason is when somebody first sees your content or your offer or free offer, whether it's a lead magnet, in my case, it's a mini course, there's something there that draws them in, right? Hopefully, right? If they see it and then they click on it, there's something that interested them. If, however, once they click and they go to the page that is, all about your mini course or whatever your free content is, if what's there doesn't match the thing that pulled them in the first place, there's this, it's not congruent, and you're likely to lose people because it's not what they thought it was. So I do run the risk of this happening with this event. And if it does, it does. Lesson learned. Again, this is why I'm sharing this with you so that you can see the common mistakes and what to avoid so that maybe you can get on this list growth journey and actually make progress faster and without all the mistakes. So there's that, okay? There's that mistake. And like I said, it's no big deal. I am getting new subscribers already, even though it just started yesterday, and I actually got one sale. So most of these list growth events, when you have your what you're giving away for free, and for bundle giveaways, that is typically something that is more than a lead magnet. So it's more than just a PDF. It has to be something of more value. On after someone opts in for that free content, they will go through and you have the opportunity. Most of these events, the host allows this and encourages it is that you can have a paid offer on the back end of that. So in my case, I do have my advanced manifesting monthly membership, and I did get one sale yesterday, which is really great to see right here at the beginning. So why don't we go ahead behind the scenes to my list growth planning calendar and take a look at what I have added in there, some changes I've made, and some other ideas I've had that I want to share with you. We'll go ahead and look at where I'm at in the current event, which is only just started, see where I'm at with my goal. Have I reached 4,000 yet? Of course not, but I'll show you where I'm at with that, and we'll come back here. Here we are in the list growth planning calendar. Let me actually move myself over here. So let's see. I want to show you some of the things. Last week I talked about um, some possible events. I had this like two events that were right at the same time that I was trying to decide on. And one of them, this one here, Intuitive Entrepreneur Bundle, I had already applied for. The second one was right at the same time. I decided to not do that one because I don't want to have to be promoting that many events at the same time. And that's something you do want to think about and be aware of, because I really don't want to send too many emails to my own list about that. I want to send enough that these are resources for them, but I don't want there to be too much of that. So I did not go with the other event, so removed that from the calendar. I have this next event here, which is February 17th. I do need to check on everything, make sure that I'm ready for that. I don't have that blocked out yet. And then this Intuitive Entrepreneur Bundle, which I have applied and been accepted. I need to also check on that. That begins the 24th, and I'll be offering the success frequency. You see here, I'm still getting into the flow of this goal, this big goal, and all the activities required for it. So I don't have which product I'm offering. It's probably your unique edge, but I do need to go and check on that. Then I have Let's Get Digital, which is in March, and that's Impact in a Day that I'll be offering. So that's all good. And then coming down here further, I do have this one had in the calendar last week that I was going to apply for, this Blooming Speakeasy. And when I went back and looked at it more closely, I realized that I did not qualify for it because it was a B2C, so business to consumer or customer, uh, rather than B2B, business to business, so that was not a fit for me. So I had to remove it completely. So the thing that I have replaced it with, though, or the event, I should say, is this Spring Village Bundle, which is another new one to me, which I have applied for. So we'll see what happens with that. If I get accepted into that, then that will fill that spot on the calendar. And that still puts me at, so February, I have two events. March, if that one comes through, I will have two events, which is great. And then in April here, I have the Simple Marketing Bundle. I did request the application. There wasn't an application immediately available, so I had to request it, and then I'll apply for it as soon as I get that. The Introvertpreneur Summit, and I was debating on whether, because this one got put in the calendar in, I believe it was week 2, where I went to look for and plan for these events, and there really wasn't much there that I could apply for. So I thought, oh, I'm going to have to bring in summits already. So I haven't removed it, because I have enough bundle giveaways to participate in. But because this is April, this is about the time that I need to start expanding to yet more, or I should say different list growth events. So I'll continue applying for and uh, participating in bundle giveaways, but I also want to start bringing in some summits. I'm not going to do a lot of them. It's a personal preference at this time, although I will leave my mind open to that changing. But this one I liked a lot about how it was being handled, and it's pre-recorded content. So I thought this will be a great time to bring a summit in. So I have applied for this summit. We'll see if I get into that. Now, the difference here too is the summit, I won't be promoting any of my mini courses because, of course, summits, you're doing a presentation. So I'll be doing this presentation, learn a faster way to getting clients that doesn't drain your energy. And we'll see, again, we'll see how that goes and I'll update you on that. The other thing I've left here is a note to myself to at least by May start with newsletter collaborations. And I've just launched my second newsletter. The first newsletter, what I ended up doing is bringing it into this new newsletter. So it's kind of a combination of the two. So now I only have one newsletter, but this is a new one, and it's called Find Coaching Clients. And it's on the Beehive platform. And the other thing that there's a couple things here. I have an app that I joined, or this membership that I joined via an app for newsletter collaborations earlier earlier last year, maybe like mid-year, and haven't done anything with it, of course, right? So many of us, that's not uncommon. So I do need to get in there and start and set up my profile, add in my newsletter, and start working on some collaborations there, right? Where you each, and what that is everyone who has a newsletter is this directory, and we can collaborate together to promote each other's newsletters to our community. So you really want to be able to find newsletters that are complementary to your own and something that your community can really get some value from. The other thing is on the Beehive platform, there are opportunities there for me to have others promote my newsletter, um, and even do sponsorships. So that's something else that's on my to-do list, is to start, at least, like I said, by May. If I bring in the summit in April and maybe I do another one in May or June, but then to also May, no later than June, really needs to be May. I need to start creating some newsletter collaborations. So the other thing is podcast interviews, and that one is another one that I'm just going to hold off on for a little while because I have a lot here. I really want to get into a better flow of all of this before I add on more. So that's just a note for me to add in some newsletter collaborations. There is this summit as well in June. Again, I may do this one. I'm not sure yet. I have not applied, so I do need to go look, because when I went and looked at this introvertpreneur summit, I realized that the deadline to apply was in like 2 days. So thankfully, I got my application in time, and we'll see how that goes. So that's everything that I have been working on here. And don't forget, if you haven't gotten a copy of this list growth planning calendar, there's a link below. You can get your own, make it your own. It'll be a copy of mine, but you can take out the image, put in your own image, and just start filling the calendar right alongside me. And let's see where we can get with our list growth. Very quick check-in on where I'm at with the current list growth event that I'm in. There's not a lot to see here. It just started yesterday, but I did at least want to give you an update on that. So I believe that this one runs for a week, so I still have quite a while yet. You can see that I have 24 page views, or 24 views of the offer, and then I have 14 new subscribers as a result. So about 58% conversion rate. There's still a long ways to go on this, and these numbers are going to change quite a bit, I expect. But the really cool thing is that I already have one sale on the back end, which is great. This is, again, the Advanced Manifesting Monthly membership. So That's exciting to see. So I wanted to share that with you, but next week because I believe next week this will have ended, or at least it'll be about the last day. And so you'll be able to see how I fared with this event altogether. Let's come back to this idea of clarity tipping points. I've learned over the years of growing a business and even working with thousands of other coaches that when we're working on growing our business, maybe it's, posting on a new channel or starting a YouTube channel, or for that matter, increasing your email marketing, sending more emails to your list or adding a newsletter, anything like that. Each of us has, the things that we want to add to our business, the things that work really well for us and enable us to express our gifts and our talents. But if you find yourself working on these ideas and just really kind of hitting a wall, like you're just struggling, you're procrastinating on it, you can't seem to get it done and out there, it's generally because you don't have the clarity that you need in order to get it done and get it out there. So there's something stopping you, right? You can't seem to just get past that line of it's done. You need more clarity. And that's what I mean about these clarity tipping points. It's being able to reach these points of realization and understanding and a knowing of exactly what you want this extra outlet in your business to be. So, for example, a newsletter, knowing exactly what you want to share in the newsletter, what you're going to call it, what purpose it's going to serve. If you're in that place where you're really struggling to add on this next step in your business, or this increase your social media posting or increase your email marketing or writing a newsletter, just know that you need more clarity. And so sometimes that's just spending the time reflecting and thinking on it and working through the challenge. Sometimes you need to gain more skill, so you need to go and learn more, or you need to research more, or you need more inspiration. When you hit the tipping point, the clarity tipping point, and you're 100% clear on what you need to do in order to get this new thing done and out there. So keep that in mind. Something else there's actually a couple more things that I came to as I was working on my list growth events this week and last week. And, one of them is I shared with you, like, make sure you check the emails that the hosts send you so that you don't miss, if there is a mistake, the copy around your product or free offer. Another thing is when you're applying for events and if you're going to go for a higher, level of list growth, meaning you're going to participate in 1 to 2 of these events a month, you're going to be applying, or more for that matter, you're going to be applying for these events frequently as you build out your calendar. When you're applying for these events, the application requires all of the basic information. It also requires a link to your product. So that's going to already need to be ready. So a landing page for that, sales page, whatever that is. A description. Usually they want a very short, it's 1 to 3 sentence description for your product. So have a document that has these items or assets ready for you. They're going to want an image that represents your product. Make sure it's a high quality image. So a description, an image, the name, a link to the page that people are going to visit to opt in for your free content. And then sometimes you may also need a bio for you. Now, some will require or ask for a very short bio, and some will require a longer bio. So it could be anywhere from 3 to 10 sentences, or it could be up to 300 words. So have those items ready in a document that you know where to go and get every time you open up an application and start to apply. It just makes it so much faster and more likely that you'll just get it all done very quickly and you won't pause and say, you know what, let me come back to it because I got to go find this, and then you don't, right? So these are these kind of hurdles to getting your list growth planning calendar full. Another thing that I am contemplating is I've shared with you that I have on all 3 of the offers that I rotate through for these list growth events, I have your unique edge Yep, it's a mini course. And on the back end of that, I offer advanced manifesting. Now, your unique edge focuses on identifying what makes you different in terms of whether let's say that you're a life coach, like what makes you different from other life coaches so that you can include that in your marketing. On the back end of that, I do offer the advanced manifesting membership. Now, in the Your Unique Edge mini course, I do talk about energy and mind management as well. That's always a part of what I do. However, advanced manifesting membership may not be the best offer to match with the Your Unique Edge training. So I also have the success frequency, which is another mini course, and this is more aligned with advanced manifesting, the membership. So that one I think is okay in terms of offering that. And then I have impact in a day, which brings in systems and some AI tools that I've built. But again, I also talk about mind management and the energy of it all. But on the back end of that one, I also offer advanced manifesting. So that one I think could go either way. Like I think I could probably test offering something else. So in the next probably month or two, I am going to be adding a new backend offer called List Growth Lab. And I think that one could fit really well with like Your Unique Edge and maybe even impact in a day. We'll see. I may come up with another one that matches that one even better. That is because, as I'm saying this out loud now, I have a 6-week Simplify and Grow with AI program. I wouldn't offer that on the back end, but there's some aspect of that that might be a really great fit as an paid offer on the back end. So there's that. So that's in the works. I'm going to work on creating a second paid offer that I can attach to the back end of these free offers so that it's a better fit. When I launched all of this, when I started this, that was the first and immediate paid offer that would be in the right dollar range because you're not going to offer a high-end offer on the back end of these free offers. So that was the quickest fit that I had. And, there was one more thing here. Let me look at my notes. So the other thing that I am thinking of doing is there's something to, well, there's a whole lot to be said about collecting data in your business. It's really crucial that you gain insights through the data around your target audience. And I don't want to get too heavy on the numbers side of things. It's never been like my big strength, although I have learned to be data minded because it is so very crucial to your business. But I may, from time to time, it wouldn't necessarily be every time. But let's say, for example, I'm rotating through to use Impact in a Day mini course. And instead of having a paid offer on the back end, on the thank you page after someone has opted in for the free content, I ask something like, would you like to know what your next best step is in your business in order to reach your business goals? And offer a quick kind of quiz/assessment that's less than 10 questions, multiple choice that they can answer. And based on those answers, I can tell them what they need to do next. So example, I use an acronym called LEVEL. So list growth, email marketing, visibility, energy, and lead to sales. And so based on the answers that around these questions that I would provide, I can tell where they are in that kind of in that stack and where they need to focus their efforts now. So the purpose of this would be it takes them just a minute, if that, right? And they can quickly gain some insight around what they need to do next in their business and why, because I would share that with them. But for me, it gives me an incredible amount of data, right? A credible amount, I should say, of information that is really gives me insight into my audience and what they most need. So I think that would be really helpful for me as well as for people who chose to complete the assessment and can go a long ways in determining what kind of products and even the paid offers I create on the back end. So I wanted to share that with you too. It's just, that's a possibility. If you don't have a paid offer to put on the back end that's appropriate to put on the back end of the free content, maybe you put a very quick assessment there so you can learn something from all of the people coming through and give you some guidance as to what kind of offer to put there. Because think about it, you can put this in on social media, you can offer these assessments. It's very rare that you get people who fill them out unless you're creating a quiz that is very fun, right? Gives people something about their identity that people just feel so very compelled to do. That's different. Something like this can be challenging to get enough responses that it be of value to you. So I look at it as, what opportunities do I have where I'm going to have an influx of a lot of people to get at least a handful of responses that give me some valuable information. And these list growth events is just that. So think about, in your own case, if you don't have a paid offer, that maybe you can put an assessment in place. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you. I think that it will be helpful for you. That's it for this week on Coach Diaries. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I really do hope that you continue to follow me on my journey to see if I can reach my goal of 4,000 new subscribers this year in 2025 without any paid ads or expensive complex strategies. And we'll start with just the first 90 days, reaching 1,000. Let's see if I can hit 1,000 new subscribers. Now, hit like and subscribe if you don't want to miss a week. It really helps me a lot, and it helps me to reach more coaches just like you. I'll see you next week.